Number 2, paint the picture. And this goes back to painting the picture of what are their goals. Their goal is to become a black belt. We're painting the picture of black belt and beyond for these kids, for the adults. And when do we start that? Day 1, right? We're not waiting until they're a green belt. We're not waiting until they're blue belt saying you can become a black belt someday. We're telling them early, and we're telling them often and consistently in our classes, especially the beginner classes. Thinking back to my own personal training with Mr. Reed and Madison years ago when I started, there were 5 main black belts. That was it in the school, all adults, and they were all killers, right? They were just studs, and I wanted to be him. I wanted to be one of those guys. And early on, they said, you can be one of us. You just need to keep training and keep doing what we tell you to do. If they wouldn't have told me that, there's a good chance I wouldn't have stuck with my martial arts training. I would have been a casualty. I would have been gone at green belt. But that thought process of going, I can be these guys if I keep going even through the peaks and the valleys, that made a huge difference. So what we do, and that makes a huge difference on what we do with our program. So in our beginner class, we'll ask the kids who want to be a black belt here someday. We'll ask that question quite often, get them raising their hands, and reminding them that they can be, reminding them that we were once them. My chief instructor, his name is Logan Van Eckeren. He started with me when he was 3, the youngest student I've ever had. And he was like a little soldier when he started, right? So he was very focused. And I didn't know at the time he was going to be my chief instructor and running everything. But he, over the years, developed and grew. And that was part of the reason he stuck with it. He saw the value of becoming a black belt, not just becoming a black belt, but becoming a career martial artist. So we have to paint the picture for these kids and for even the adults, whoever you have, paint the picture of black belt and beyond to them. Obviously, other thing that we do early on is we prep that we have a program to get them to black belt. And that's our upgrade program, which is our black belt team. How many people do an upgrade program here? Just out of curiosity. Okay, a little bit of the room, not the whole room, half the room. We do our upgrade program. So you come in and you roll on a 6-month program. After that 6 month is up, or before the 6 month is up, we have a continued longer term program to enroll in our black belt team, or our black belt leadership was a 3rd level program. But in those programs, we are really specifying what they need to know to get to their black belt, dwelling into those skills and those needs to get them there. But we're painting the picture a little bit more. I'm a black belt team member, I get to wear the blue uniform. I'm a black belt team member, I get to spar. I'm a black belt team member, I get to use the nunchucks. I get to do more and more and more in that black belt team training. I get extra training time. I get the whole 9 yards. But we start that early and we do it often. And I know by prepping black belt, earning black belt at a beginner level, a white belt level, our upgrade rate from our orange belt to our green belt, that's usually when we have them sign up for black belt team. We want to give them a little bit of time. But our upgrade rate, usually we have a group of about 30 to 35 going to the next belt level when we do that. That's when we do it. Our last group had 32, 33. We had, of the 32, 33, 1 not go to black belt team. All the rest joined our black belt team. And that's a pretty consistent rate. Our rate is usually 90 to 95% of our students join black belt team after they get to that belt level. So I really highly encourage that. Number 3, make parents your greatest ally. Again, I repeat, make parents your greatest ally. And I was talking to Mr. Quirk, Mr. Hansen about it. It seems like things have changed a little bit over the years. I remember back 20, 25 years ago, if a student wanted to quit, the parent would come and say, hey, my son Bobby wants to quit. What can we do to keep him going? And I think there's a different generation of parent a little bit now. A lot of times when we get someone coming in wanting to quit, the parent says, he wants to quit, cancel his program. Not, can you remotivate him, cancel his program? And we'll say, well, can we talk to him? Can we do some private lessons? No, we're just done. Where 20 years ago, I got more of the help us out, help them continue. And so I think it's so important to have a recovery program if someone wants to quit. But I think it's twice as important to have a preventative program to stop them from even getting to that point. So I think that's what we have to focus on. Still having a recovery program, but focus on preventing them from quitting. And that comes down to the parents. How are we educating the parents? I know we just sent out an email to all the parents from myself recently here at the beginning of the year that said, hey, your son or daughter, they're going to want to quit. It's going to happen at some point. How we handle that at that point is what's going to be important. We like being at the peaks, but there are times we're going to hit that valley in their training and their motivation. What do you do then? Parents, don't let them quit. If you let them quit now, they're going to quit at other things. You'll see it. Let's keep them going in their martial arts training. If you have a problem, if there's a problem that you see, come to us. We'll talk to them. And our recovery program is to get them in a talk with one of the instructors. It's a private lesson. It doesn't need to be 30, 45 minutes. It needs to be 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 10 minutes of doing something exciting, a few minutes reminding them what their goal is of their next belt and their black belt. And the other goal is to let them have fun, have them enjoy it, and talk to them about staying committed to their goal. And we'll do 1, 2, 3. How many private lessons do we need to do? We'll do it to keep a student involved. I'd rather keep those kids involved in growing than lose them. So it's very important that we do that and we connect with the parents.
I'm going to interrupt you for just a second. Yeah. Test. Is this on? So what I want to share with you guys, we get a lot of knowledge up here. And there's an old Indian term that your words have iron. We've all heard some things, but I want you to understand why he's doing that. So we did, it was last February, I think, or something. You had 480 students, whatever it was. And I was asking what people's dropout rate was per month, so we knew what their retention rate was. And he said under 1%.
Is it fun?
And I said, "Boom," and so did everybody else. I put it on one of the websites. Everybody,
yes, yeah.
Sorry. Everybody was calling them out, and frankly, I was like, oh, I don't know. He went through and he edited every student he had of how many?
Oh, probably it's about 500 or 500. At that time, upper 400, 500.
1 month he lost 5 students. That's 1%. 1 month he lost 4.
3 in 1 month.
3 in 1 month.
Yeah. This month we're at 3. We have 3 losses this month.
On 500 students. You know how hard it is to keep those kind of numbers. I was working with a guy on the East Coast. We won't name the guy. He has a big school, 600 students, and last April he had enrolled 38 students. 31 had quit, so he was +7, but he had 30 people walking around town saying his program sucked. Miss Coster, that same month, enrolled 8 students, 1 quit. So she has the same 7. They grew at the same pace. She's got a small part-time school, that's why I wanted to speak on it. So when we talk about this, especially for the people out there and online or in the replays, what he's saying is serious, it works, and it's demonstrative of how well this stuff works. We got some stats with Jeff Quirk. In 1 3-month period this year, he enrolled, let's see if I remember, 60 students and lost 30. Was that what it was? Yeah. We figured it out that if he grew by, was it 10 a month you were going? We figured it out. Or it's 5? Yeah, by 5 a month. Yeah, you enrolled 30. You were only enrolling 10 a month. 15 quit, so you were +15 on 3 months. You do that all year times 4, you've got 60. His tuition's around $200. 60 times $200 is $12,000 times 12 is $150,000 times 3 years is almost $500,000 by growing by 5 students a month. That's why this retention is so ungodly important. That's why I want these guys here talking. I don't know where they got their humbleness from. They damn sure didn't get it from me. But sometimes they won't brag on themselves. By God, I will. Continue.
All right. Thank you, sir.